Join is a cool one because it's another one of those that is similar to something we have in the array prototype. So here we're going to implement a type of that's kind of mirroring Array.join, where it takes a T, which is the kind of input array, and then a U, which is a string that we want to splice sort of in between all the values of the array. So if we get an array with A as the first element, P as the second, P as the third, L as the fourth, E as the fifth, and we pass in a dash, we're going to expect to get apple with the 4 dashes in between every letter. Same thing, this is an array of hello world. The first element is hello, the second element is world. And we're passing in a space, so we get hello space world at the end. So we're returning a string. Because I know you guys, I'm going to guess that you want to start out with some generic constraints.
Yeah, of course.
Let's do that.
Always. So I guess it was kind of in the example that what we're going to start with is having a string for you. And I guess T is going to be a string array.
Yeah.
So it's always good to start with those things.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
All right, where would you go from here?
So I think we need to infer T with the templating syntax. And then let's see, what are we doing? Yeah, like the head and the tail again.
Okay.
And then I think you can just emit a string in a templating syntax, right? I'm not too sure about
you sure can. Yeah. Let me rotate like this, and then you can do stuff in here.
So that would be head and then U. And then we call join again with the tail.
Okay. And then we call join with the tail recursively. Yeah. Join.
My first
tail, and I suppose we're going to pass in the same U because we're never changing it. Here we need. What should we return in the case where it doesn't have values in the array? I don't know. It doesn't say. Maybe like we'll just do empty string or never. What do you guys think? I don't think it matters. Empty string.
So if it's not a.
Wait a minute. What's that case?
That case means that if we get if we passed in. Let's just do it. Actually, let's make a case. So instead of 4, we'll do 5, and we will pass in an empty array. And in this case, I don't know if we really hit that yet, but in this case, we would expect it to return empty string, or we would define B5 would be. So this is really B5 is the case we're hitting.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't that be also the case when you're ending up at the last item of the array?
Oh, yeah.
Sort of. Tail will be, in that situation, let's just do that, actually. Tail. So here, we see that, where is it? It has one, okay, so there's one element in the array. Tail, oops, where are we going here? Tail is just nothing. It's never, I think, is what it would be. This is a never array. And head is the first element. So we see O.
Yeah.
So instead of
so basically, it'll just be nothing if it's there. And actually, maybe that sort of raises a question. Oh, we have an error. Let's look at this error. So it says type head is not assignable to type string or number or big int or boolean or null or undefined. What's that about?
That's weird.
Even though we said that T is a string array. I'm not really quite sure, to be honest, actually. In fact, if somebody in the comments would like to explain what's going on here, I kind of just know by experience that when you hit that situation, you can put in extends in this place. A lot of people don't know that you can do this.
No.
Yeah, you can even do it with much more, it'll be string array here. You can do it with much more complicated types as well, where you can say like, you can infer. We do this for one of the things I work on in my job. We'll say like custom type infer U or infer head or something. You can even do something.
That's how you unpack promises, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you sort of do that with promises sometimes. So we can do that to clear that error, which is fine because if it doesn't extend string and then tail is not string array, then we don't really care about it anyway. We're just gonna bail out. So let's see where we're at.
I see errors.
We see errors. Okay, so look at this. The error is happening because it's inserting in the very last case, it's inserting a dash at the end, and it's inserting a space for A2 at the end. So what would you do about that?
Nice. So we need to know if tail is empty and then not input U, right?
Right.
So we could, after the question mark, we could say like if head or tail extends empty array,
and then do something different. Yeah. I have an even easier way that I think might work. So it's very similar to what you just said. How about this?
Yeah.
If we can check that here inside this case.
Yeah.
It doesn't. This will evaluate to nothing, so it's not going to ever be anything.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm going with this? So we can say we could do what you said. Tail extends empty array. We would put in an empty string and then U. Okay, we are passing except this case. 2 1
so
2
it
1.
can be a number.
Oh, it can be a number. Okay, so extend string or number. Great. So
this works.
That works, yes, because we can. If you put a number in the syntax here, it will just convert it to a string.
But we are on line 30 and 31. We are saying like if it extends a string or a string.
But what is it? It is T. But we said that U is the only thing that can be a string or number. We still do not allow numbers here. This will fail.
Yeah. Right.
In fact, we could probably do some kind of bonus points thing to make that work. But I mean, actually, it wouldn't be that hard. We could say here, string or number. I gotta not have a syntax error there. And then down here, we could say string or number. And head. I would have expected that to work.
Tail should also be string or number.
Right. Yeah. String or number. Boom. Yeah. Now it works. So that's a cool little bonus mode. All right. So we found one example of something that works. I'll show you a couple others that I found out there, like always. So there's that one. This is pretty much exactly what you were suggesting, Camille. What if we make, right after the first question mark, what if we check the length there and then we do something different in that place? In this case, this person also did something a little different, which is that they used the and put head and string together to kind of coerce it to a string. So that's an interesting little trick, but otherwise this is more or less the same. And then there's this third one here that I found where it's a little more extensive, but you can see they were trying to work around the problem that we hit with string or like we were getting that error string or number or Boolean or whatever. So these are string, number, big int, and Boolean are all things that can be coerced to a string. So they'll be fit for putting in here like this. Otherwise, just return nothing. So that's like null, undefined, and I don't know, was that it? But you can get around this problem, and I guess we could have expanded our example up here to also accept Boolean and other things because it can coerce those to strings too. Big int. So yeah, that's the way that works. So
I like our solution most, but I think the syntax for checking if it's an empty array, it makes sense to do it with the length property.
With the length?
Because I was not too sure if tail extends bracket is the way to check if it's an empty array.
Okay. Yeah, whereas with the length thing, it's really, really obvious exactly what it's here. I'm trying to clear out the screen here. With the length, it's really obvious that the intent of the code was to check for an empty array.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right, that's join.
Nice. Cool.